Hi everyone! So I guess you clicked on this video because you wanted to see me depict my life out in pictures and narrate over it. Well, you're in for a treat. We'll start at the beginning. So I was born on the 15th of September 1995 to a beautiful set of parents, and I was born in Adelaide in Australia. I already had an older brother, which I was yet to meet because he wasn't in the labour room apparently. And before I knew it, I had a sister. And then 2 years after that, I had a brother. And that brother, that was the blessing in disguise. That young man is Ben. I don't remember much from back then, except that I love to count. Anything really, dollars, cents, how many leaves are on the ground, anything really. As time passed, and around the year 2000, so 5 years after I was born, my parents decided it'd be best if they split up. They had a bit of a rocky relationship, so I went and lived with my mum along with my siblings. This was right around the time where I started primary school, which was a hard time in my life because I was constantly seeing my mum and never getting to see my dad. And as a young child, you know, you want to see both of your parents, and this new part of my life where my parents were split up was really different for me. But not long after that, my parents decided that they would agree that I'd get to see each of them more often, which was good because I saw my dad and I really missed him all the time. And he introduced me to my stepmom and my stepbrother. Now those two people, they are lovely and they are still in my life today, and I am very thankful to have them. It was about this time that I would start to fall in love with sports. All sports really, anything, but especially athletics. Why athletics? I liked to run, I liked to jump, I liked to play, I liked to throw. Everything really that a sport involves, and it was all crammed into one because you got to do all of the things. Generally, I just loved having a great time and running around and being a young child. But as time passed, I slowly grew up and my parents moved further and further apart. And seeing each other equally just wasn't a thing that was going to happen anymore. It was about this time that I met my future girlfriend, but I just didn't know it yet. By now, I was about 10 years old and my mum got sick, so I had to go and live with my dad. Now, I wasn't sad about this, and at the time I didn't know my mum was getting sick, but it was just a new, different part of my life that I was about to explore. And within exploring that part of my life, I found my first true love. I found basketball. All I did was play it. All I ever wanted to do and dream about and be was Kobe Bryant. And one day I told myself, I'm gonna meet him, and he was my biggest idol and I looked up to him so much, but still to this day, I've never seen Kobe. I moved schools throughout my childhood many times, probably 5 or 6 times. And I always had to continually make new friends. But at this point in my life, I met one of the most influential people who significantly shaped my life. My best friend and shoe shake extraordinaire, Mitchell. Don't worry if you don't understand that analogy. Just subscribe to my channel and go check out some of my other cool videos. Always plug. The two of us were inseparable. We were basically like connected at the hip. I introduced him to basketball and we both fell in love with it even more and more each day. And he became my most fierce rival. Our competitive natures meant that we would never back down from each other as soon as we stepped onto the basketball court, or even at recess or lunch, just going to shoot hoops. We were always butting heads, but it was our friendship that pushed through. I was like the Lakers and he was like the Celtics, or I was Coke and he was Pepsi, basically the biggest rivals that you could possibly imagine. We were those people. Right now he's better than me, but back in the day, I was the cream of the crop, the topping on the cake. I was the best. Not tooting my own horn. See now, I was a really short kid, and in my first year of high school, I actually grew by ½ a meter. Now for you Americans, that's 1 foot and 6 inches. That is a huge growth spurt. And I could almost dunk. So I was happy, I was set. My life changed from that point onwards. I became more mature, I became bigger, stronger, faster. Basically all the things that happen when you hit puberty, except for the one that I'm most happy about. I didn't get many pimples. I was so happy. No acne. Remember that future girlfriend I was talking about previously? Well, this is when I actually started to date her, and still do to this day. Vanessa, much love. I know you're watching this and you told me that you wanted to be inputted into this day in the life thing, so here you go. Basketball started to become a backpedal in my life. It wasn't as important. I began to focus on other passions and other phases in my life that were more important to me at this time than basketball. Like games like Call of Duty and Pokemon and dancing and all these different things that I enjoyed in my life, basketball had to take a back pedal and had to step back for the moment. And with that became the first step in social media. I created a YouTube channel where I made shuffling videos. The channel is called Patskis if you want to go and check it out. It's still there, I haven't ever deleted it. So it's probably still got some videos on there of me dancing, and you get the point. This is when I fell in love with filmmaking and video editing and everything that comes with making videos and being a producer and the editing process, every single thing. This is when I fell in love with it. It was at this time when I started to go out of my comfort zone and move forward with different passions that I would have from here on out. The biggest one, which is probably the most relevant to this YouTube channel and everything that I do with my life now, is the gym. It was my final year of high school, and my friend Kevin, he's like, oh, do you want to come train with me? I've just started going to the gym and it's good and I enjoy it. So he took me along and it was really fun, and ever since then, that was basically the second love of my life in terms of like an activity. Every single thing about the gym I enjoy, especially the whole growing your muscles, since I was such a skinny kid, and like seeing my development over all this time. I've bulked up since then, obviously, and my confidence rose. I graduated high school and spent a brief period at university studying electrical engineering. Shout out to Cameron for making it more bearable, man. I love you, thank you so much for that. And then WilliamONE was born, this YouTube channel. Basically, I talked to a camera and filmed myself working out. I became a power lifter and I began to study personal training, which I'm currently still studying. And I'm looking forward to becoming a personal trainer, and I just love helping people grow their health and improve their body physique, their structure, every single thing that you can possibly think of that comes with personal training. I love it. It's like me learning how to edit all over again. The passion and everything about it, I love it. And that basically brings me to today. Me talking to you guys, to a camera, once again, drawing on a whiteboard, talking about my life. That's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. As I always say, peace!